Hello and welcome back, it's Repulsive Raccoon, aka your favorite trash panda. Today we're going to be playing Arms of God. This is a Doom-inspired roguelike where you're playing as a paladin, fighting through the different layers of hell, trying to bring order into a world of chaos. And let's just get right into it. We're going to be starting our first crusade. Act 1, in the Shadow of Runes. The world burns and in its ruins stand silent, awaiting final judgment as the apocalypse consumes the land. Only faith forged in the fire of battles remains. The Templar sets out on a mission with a clear purpose: find the source of the destruction and fulfill the will of the Order. Before him lie the remnants of a fallen world, where something more than chaos and death lurks. Every step leads deeper into the darkness, where a truth long hidden from human eyes awaits. And for our first kind of Templar, let's just go with the Warden, and we'll just choose the starting weapon, just so we kind of get a feel for how the game works. Inputs, we have the WASD to move, and we have space to roll. And we're fighting some enemies of just the underworld, or just hellish landscapes. And it looks like we have to survive for 30 seconds, or at least until our kind of cross counts down. Not entirely sure what happens then. Already taken some damage, but we'll kind of just keep kiting the enemies around. We healed back up, thankfully. Purchase. Sacrifice collected souls to purchase weapon upgrades, global character upgrades, and new weapons. Okay. So this is our actual character sheet. We have the prayers, and then we have the crusade, which I believe, so this will be the next step. We have 2 out of 15 to go. We have Heaven's Wrath, strikes like divine wrath, always hitting its targets. We have just a crossbow, a sniper rifle. Let's go with Heaven's Wrath just because it sounds the coolest. We'll add that weapon. Categories, you can switch to mission using E, and let's start another crusade. Souls, collect souls represented by glowing orbs. Any souls left behind will be consumed by the crux. And as you can see, our divine wrath is raining down on the enemies. Let's dodge all of these. Not entirely sure how fast our dodge cooldown comes up pretty fast, so you can kind of just keep rolling around. Avoid getting hit. Roll through these enemies, backstab a bunch of them. Get some nice AoE cleave on them. And another crusade completed. And now we have hero stats, all statistics that have a global impact on your character and weapon. Blessing modifies character stats and globally affects all weapons. Purchase one of them. So we got fire damage, we got more health, and a less HP DK, not entirely sure. We have Righteous Edge, holy damage, and crit chance. We'll just pick that up. We can also refresh. And are we able to get more of the same weapon? So I can attach after upgrade. So it looks like you can add just it as attachments to make the main weapon stronger. So this is, let's not attach that. Let's just start a new crusade. It looks like the game has a lot to offer, and so navigating that and figuring out what is the best thing to do might take some time, but it looks pretty interesting. I do like the art style of the game, kind of giving that Doom vibes. Obviously it's not first person, but just the enemy style is really cool. We are fighting some ranged enemies now. Want to make sure we take care of them. Those guys are always annoying. Is this a heal? No, it's just some free stats. We got some 6 armor. Let's just roll towards these ranged users, take them out. And we'll roll. And there we go. Another one completed. Upgrades. Enhance individual weapons by adding special upgrades like adding projectiles or enabling them to bounce off of enemies. Okay, so this is how you can get some really insane stuff going. Bounces on critical hit. If we put that on a sword, does that mean our sword bounces? We'll put it just on Heaven's Wrath for right now. I'll refresh again. And then we got 24% attack speed. Or we got 40% fire damage. We'll probably take the 40% fire damage, attach it to our sword. Don't believe our sword does any sort of piercing. Sounds like something that would be on ranged projectiles, maybe? Could be wrong. If I am, that would suck, but... Dealing with some exploding enemies, looks like maybe? Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of running at me. But we're able to kite these enemies without any issues. Just roll through the ranged projectiles. Yeah, so the ones that blow up do a decent amount of damage to us, so we just got to be careful about that. We got some healing going. Not entirely sure if that's from the actual character or not, but we'll take it. Hopefully we get another weapon shortly just to make it a bit easier to clear out these enemies. We have 217 souls now. We have a grenade launcher, a mine launcher, or devastator. We are going to take the grenade launcher. We'll refresh. We can get lifesteal. Or we can get a blaster, damages enemies on direct hit. We'll get that. We got a lot of guns going. We got a sword and kind of 3 guns. And let's launch another Crusade. I believe we're on level 5 of 15 already, so making pretty good progress. We have a minute on this wave, so this wave is a lot longer than the other ones. But thankfully we got another weapon. So it looks like we got an actual gun now. Doing a decent amount of damage to the enemies. We need to roll. We need to make sure we're not taking too many hits here. Get our HP regen going. And then hopefully line up all these enemies to collect their souls. Kind of just walking around, letting all my ranged attacks do the work and using the sword as they get close. The other cool thing about this game is you don't have to worry about aiming all the individual weapons. They just kind of auto-attack for you. So it's nice not having to manage the cooldowns of any of those things. We have almost 250 souls. Here's a machine gun. Adds critical chance permanently on kill. Gladly take that. Combine weapons. Weapons can be combined by inserting one into another. Upon merging, the combined weapon is lost and some of its stats will not be transferred. So which ones? So let's take a look. So this does 10.1 holy damage, 0.5 attack speed, and 18% crit chance. If I combine them, so these are the stats we ended up getting. We got 1 pierce, 10% range, and fire damage. Okay. Then I'll take some lifesteal overall as a blessing. And laser weapons damages all enemies in a straight line with range. Attack speed. Every third shot deals critical damage. Do I have enough for both? I do not. Let's take more attack speed and put it on the machine gun, just seems good. I'll actually lock this one, that makes it so every third shot deals crit damage. That just sounds pretty good. And now we have a holy machine gun. And apparently it increases crit chance on every kill, so hopefully it starts critting rather soon. I don't know how much of an increase it is. Even if it's pretty small, that's okay. There's a lot of enemies. Gotta stay moving here. Let our HP build back up. There's a lot more enemies we're facing. Hopefully we don't get stuck on these trees. Take out some of these bigger enemies that are dropping larger souls for us. Regeneration. Health regenerates. Health regeneration activates a few seconds after the last hit is received. So yeah, even if we get hit, as long as we don't take damage for a second or two, our HP starts regenerating for us, which is very nice. Don't want to get too close to the enemies. Definitely don't want to roll in the middle of them like I just did. We have 15 more seconds. Want to try kiting the enemies here just to not take more damage than is necessary. These enemies are doing a decent amount more damage though, so we probably should look at trying to get some HP bonuses or maybe some armor. HP rate dodge, and we lose some HP steal, but I think that's okay. Every third shot deals critical damage. Yes, our crit chance ended up going up 2% on this weapon over that run, which is very nice. Damage last wave 1600, 1500, 6. This did 3000. I'm gonna put the, even though it says shot, hopefully that applies to the sword. And I am able to deal crit damage with it. We can also put stun chance on our sword. We lose crit chance on it. So basically negating all crit we have on the sword. That's okay, we'll still take it just so we can hold the enemies back a little bit. And we are fighting in a chapel. 80 seconds on the clock, so as you kind of progress in your crusades, the timer gets longer and longer, meaning you have to just survive for a longer period. Hopefully that means we just get a lot more souls this run, so we can get a decent amount more upgrades going. There's just something about slaughtering hordes of undead enemies as a paladin that's always fun. We'll try going after some of these bigger enemies in the back here. A bit low on HP, we want to kite for a second. There's a lot of big enemies towards the middle here. We're at half HP, so we're just going to back up. Don't want to get hit by those exploding enemies. Those guys do a decent amount of damage to us. These ranged projectiles, these kind of beams that go across the map, is what's really putting a number on us. But that's okay. We're going to be able to clear this. We have 300 souls. Heaven's Wrath. Strikes like Divine Wrath, always hitting its target. Well, we'll go with that as our weapon. Blessing, we get Holy Damage Explosion Radius. We'll definitely take that. This gives fire damage plus Pierce. Trying to think if we put that on the Heaven's Wrath or Grenade Launcher. I think we're going to be putting that on the Grenade Launcher. And we are on 8 out of 15 right now. Looks like we might be facing a new type of enemy. Yep, it's a brute that kind of just runs at us and does like a dash attack, like a claw attack. Definitely don't want to get hit by that. It looks like it will deal a lot of damage to us. These enemies do so much damage to us. Thankfully, we regen our HP at a pretty decent rate. We'll probably need some more AoE capabilities just to deal with these enemies. I feel like we have some good single target damage, but when these enemies start building up is when it becomes an issue. Just keep rolling around, walk towards the outside of the arena. We are low on HP. We got hit, unfortunately, so we got to wait for that to kick back in. There we go. We're going to run the other way. We are full HP again, but it is getting to be really dicey here. A lot of these brutes coming in. I'll run through, collect these souls. We got 350 now. Let's see. This changed weapon type to Heaven Wrath. Not entirely sure what that means. +7 armor pickup radius. We'll take that. +1 projectiles. We lose crit chance and explosion chance. Actually think I'm going to put the double barrel on the machine gun just because it does build up its own natural crit chance, so losing some doesn't matter a whole lot. Each skill use increases weapon crit chance by 3% until end of wave. Well, I'll put that on the machine gun as well. And we have dragon bullets. +2, we'll put that on Heaven's Wrath. I don't know if the Pierce matters since it's technically falling out of the sky. I don't think it gives us more projectiles. So the Pierce might not necessarily be the best for that weapon. But the first runs are always a lot about learning what upgrades work best with what. We definitely don't want to get stuck in this corner down here. We have a chest here. We got some silver, not entirely sure what that does. We took a lot of damage for it, so it's okay. We are back to being full HP. Here's a statue for some stats. We got 12% dodge, which is really nice. So it looks like you want to run around and see if you can find some statues or just hidden stuff around the map. I haven't been doing that the past few Crusades, but that's okay. We are clearing out the enemies a little bit easier now, but we are still taking a ton of damage when we do get hit. And we are almost dead. We need to run a bit. Hopefully not take another hit here so we can just keep regenerating our HP. Hopefully get a decent amount of souls. That way we can get a lot of upgrades. Definitely want to try collecting as many as possible. Kind of sucks when you take a lot of damage because you can't collect them. But we're just trying our best here to kind of kite them around and grab what we can. Almost got 400 that time. Here is XP gain plus a ton of pickup range. I'll take that. I'll do a refresh. Pierces on every critical hit. We'll put that on the machine gun. Plus 50% holy damage, we'll put that on the machine gun. I'll refresh. Let's see. I'll just take a blessing for more holy damage. And we get more dragon bullets. I'll put that on the sword. Hopefully our sword pierces through enemies now. Once again, not entirely sure how that works, but that's okay. And our machine gun should be doing a lot more damage now. Didn't see what the crit chance is, but every time we get a kill with it, it does a lot more. Gotta try killing as many as these guys, just throwing stuff on the ground. They're trapping us towards corners, and it's kind of hard to escape. And there is a ton of them, plus a ton of enemies that explode. We're just gonna keep rolling, keep kiting. Can't really get close to anything here. Almost dead. There's so many red circles on the ground. We got 20 more seconds. I'm going to try running towards the edge of the map. We are 1 HP. Trying to get some HP regen going. Go back the other way. Got 1 second left. We managed to barely survive that one. So let's see what we need. Invert. Let's attach the flare cannon to Heaven's Wrath. We'll get this bonus projectiles and holy damage for our machine gun. I'll refresh again. Let's see. I'll refresh one more time. We got more holy damage and more crit chance. Very nice. Get some HP steal. Refresh again. We'll get some fire damage overall. Refresh again. And then we will get the fire damage and pierce on our grenade launcher. We are on 11 out of 15, doing a pretty good job right now. Barely surviving, but we are managing. I feel like our machine gun is putting in all the work. We are already 1 HP. We got stuck. Hopefully our dodges proc, but that is the end of run 1. Crusade last, Warden level 1, demons eliminated 1.7 thousand. We dealt 69,000 damage, nice. And unfortunately, it's based off the last wave. It doesn't tell us total damage that the individual weapons dealt, but our machine gun off rip just dealt 1400 damage compared to everything else. We'll do one more Crusade, still in Act 1. This one has a dodge, he has a blink, and this guy has a charge, but we'll stick with the first guy. We have a holy spear so that you can start with all the variety of different weapons. I'm going to start with a holy spear this time. Maybe go for an entirely holy themed build. It would make sense because we are a Templar. So let's try that out, just so we don't also have to worry about like any dual scaling or anything like that with like fire damage. And let's see how far we can go. We made it to 11 last time. Let's see if we can do similar, if not better. We understand a few more things now, so that's good. Let's buy the machine gun. And launch the next Crusade already. It is in demo, so it's gonna keep prompting us with the tool tips on what we need to do, but that's okay. Here's a chest over here. Let's go ahead and open it up. We definitely want to be exploring more of the map just in case there's any statues that give us those global buffs. And here is one. Got 3% lifesteal. So we were missing out on a ton of stats the last run. That's okay. It's a learning progress. Let's see what upgrades we got. Let's just take the 5% crit chance overall. Damages, we got the cutter. I'll take that. And off to another Crusade. I do like the overall design of the Paladin. He just looks really cool. Not entirely sure what the cutter does, if it's a melee weapon or a ranged weapon. I wouldn't be surprised if it is a melee weapon. It looks like there's a little chainsaw. Here's a chest in the corner trying to hide from us. Not entirely sure what the silver is used for. It might be the kind of meta progression, but not entirely sure. We got 30% more range. Want to make sure we're grabbing as many souls as possible. And we got bounce. We lose HP still. I feel like that's just really good on the machine gun with the bounce. I'll refresh. This pierces on every critical hit, which the machine gun scales off of, so we'll take that. Wounding bullets, 39% holy damage. We'll take that on the machine gun as well. Kind of going in with the machine gun here, but I just feel like the weapons that attack the fastest are definitely the best, especially because it scales pretty easily off of crit chance. I feel like it just does a lot of damage. As you can see, the bullets just flying off of us, just pretty much sniping the enemies. Here's our chest. Let's go find our statue. I'm not entirely sure if there is a chest and statue in every wave, but so far it looks like there has been. Definitely want to make sure you are grabbing those. I say that as I'm not finding the statue, but there it is. We got some more HP steal. Very nice. We spent a lot of time running around, so didn't get as much XP, but that's okay. I feel like the global buffs are definitely just really good to have. So it looks like these statues only apply for that wave, so... Because I had 30% range from that last statue, but I'm at -10 here. Because of this, maybe? So, it looks like the statue does only apply for when you're actually inside the wave. Pierces through enemies, bounces off enemies. Or more holy crit in range. I think I'm going to get range on the spear. I'll get another cutter. That way we have 2 of them. And then we're going to start wanting to get those global buffs that increase holy damage. And the cutter was doing a lot of damage. It was actually out DPSing the machine gun, even though the machine gun had a lot of perks on it already. So maybe the cutter is what we want to focus on upgrading. Not entirely sure what the cutter's projectiles looks like. I think that's just those 2 things firing out like that. It looks like it. But so the statues are definitely not as important as the chest, unless you want just a nice power up for the run. Obviously, more stats during the Crusade is never a bad thing, but over getting XP, I definitely don't think it's worth it. We got a nice amount of XP this run, just shy of 250. There's some holy damage. Let's refresh. And now we have some interesting choices. Bounces off of critical hit. Does max 4 times though. But this is heavy stagger on crit hit, and this is every third shot deals critical damage. We are still going to put this stuff on the machine gun just because the machine gun does scale off of it, but we got to start looking at upgrades for our 2 saws. Our global damage, holy and crit chance, that's absolutely beautiful. And we are on 6 out of 15. I believe this is where we start fighting some of the bigger enemies, it sure is. But they are being utterly obliterated. We're doing way more damage this time around than last time. So maybe we want to start looking at trying to get a little bit more defensive upgrades. Maybe some more health, some more armor. I'll take the statue just because it's right here. Got some more speed, very nice. Trying to collect as much XP this wave as possible. This is where things start scaling up pretty heavy. These bigger enemies giving us more XP is very nice. Want to make sure we're hunting all of these dudes down. We got a nice 300 XP already. And just shy of 400. Let's see what we got. I'm going to refresh this. Fierce, but lower attack speed. I'll take that for one of the cutters. 18% crit chance. Might as well throw that on the machine gun. It has now have a 50% chance of crit. Pierces through enemies. So this is a long shot, kind of like a sniper. I definitely want to keep that though. Don't want to merge it. Crit chance minus explosion chance. Bounces on a crit hit. We'll attach that to the sniper. Our sniper's already at 42% crit chance. More global for holy and crit chance. And I'm going to lock this HP rate and dodge one just for the next one. I definitely feel like I need either more dodge or more armor. But now we got some cutters with some pierce on them. We got our 5th weapon. We should be in a pretty solid spot now. And these enemies are falling over much easier than they were before. Not having to kite them as of right now. Just able to kind of walk towards them, which is nice. We have the statue here in the corner. We'll pick it up. Got some more range. I definitely think some built-in lifesteal would not be a bad thing. That way when we're running around, our weapons are giving us that nice bonus for us. Still almost got 30 seconds. Let's just farm up. Just going straight at the enemies, trying to get as much XP as possible. Using the rolls to close the gap on them. We went from last run trying to frantically get out of all the enemy's attacks, and now we're just trying to run at them as fast as possible. We got 14 more health, definitely take that. This gives us crit chance, range, and more holy damage. I'll put that on one of the cutters. Every third shot deals crit. We'll put that on that cutter. We lose some global crit chance, but we gain attack speed and lifesteal. I think that's too good to pick up. This has +1 bounce. I'll take that and put it on this cutter. So both of these are not cutters. This one's a cutter and this one is a spin shot. They just kind of have the same picture to them. But we are on 8 out of 15 already. And let's get to slaying some enemies. And these bigger dudes no longer stand a chance against us. Here's the statue, we'll pick it up. Got 14% attack speed, and here's the chest. And then we will just run at the enemies, try to kill as many of these big kind of elites as possible. Taking a little bit of damage, we still want to play it careful. They still do a lot of damage to us when they do hit us. We don't have to kite as excessively, but we also don't want to just take free damage when we don't have to. Got 30 seconds left still, and we have almost 300 souls. We might hit 500. I feel like definitely getting a lot of souls early on and getting you those upgrades definitely helps with scaling for these later stages. Yeah, 10 seconds left. I don't think we'll quite be at 500. We might get there. And we are just shy of 500. Critical hits cause heavy stagger. We'll put that on the sniper. I'll refresh. Range, explosion chance, and explosion radius. None of our stuff explodes. We'll just take the rarity find. We'll take the HP steal and put it on one of our cutters, or the cutter, I should say. I'll refresh. I'll refresh again. I'll refresh again. We got more bounces on crit. I'm not actually going to take that though. We got XP gain and pickup radius. We lose some speed though. I'll take it. We got a legendary grenade launcher. Or we have more Holy Spear giving us crit chance, holy damage, and range. We'll throw that on our spear, combining the two. The spear is just doing a lot of damage, having that nice amount of range to it. Shoots in a straight line, so when enemies kind of line up, the spear just goes to town on them. And let's see what we are able to do in this run. We got the statue already. We got 14% crit chance from that statue. That's absurd. Most of our weapons are going to be getting towards a 75% chance to crit with that. At least for this specific Crusade. So much XP all over the place. There's a lot of these big enemies spawning in that are just falling over. which is very nice. It's what we like to see. And hopefully we can get some more global buffs. I feel like we haven't been getting a whole lot of them. We've been getting some weapon upgrades here and there. I mean, we have been getting some global buffs, but they just haven't been very good in my opinion. We're losing too much for them. I don't know if there's an kind of cap, because we've gotten 2 of like the holy damage and crit chance one, but getting more of that would be super helpful. But we've been getting a lot of fire ones and just like negatives towards our like armor or HP in a trade-off for something else, which we don't want. But let's see. Every 3rd shot freezes the enemy. Oh, I'll put that on the machine gun. I'll refresh. Here is holy damage, crit chance, and range. We'll attach that to the spear. 50% holy damage. We lose some HP drain on it. Our spear would lose all our HP steal on it. We will actually pick up this holy rupture though. We lose electric damage, but that's okay. We're not doing any of that. We'll pick up more crit chance, range, and holy damage, attach it to the spear. And I will lock the bleeding bullets for now, just because 50% holy damage is insane. We'll take this global 5% crit chance. So, as I was complaining about not getting a whole lot of upgrades, we got some insane upgrades that time around. And the crits are indicated by the yellow numbers, and as you can see, we are now critting a lot against these enemies. I gotta be careful on this wave. These elites, throwing these orbs onto the ground just make it really hard to navigate, so just gotta keep your eyes peeled. Would probably be a good idea just to run after them, especially if you have a decent amount of damage. Obviously, if you're lacking, you're taking too much damage, you're probably just gonna have to play a run game. But if you have a decent amount where you can kind of just run towards them, I would suggest just taking them out as fast as possible. That way you don't have to worry about them just spamming all over the place. You can dodge through it, but it's definitely not ideal because you just kind of dodge through one and land in another. And it's pretty unpredictable where they're gonna go, so that is why I suggest that. We'll pick up this chest, and tried throwing an explosion on top of the chest I was trying to pick up. Pretty rude of the enemy. But let's keep on going. Got 10 seconds left, over 500 XP. And almost 600, very close to it. I'm going to take this dodge. It's 50% holy damage. I'm actually going to put it on our long shot or sniper rifle. Each skill use increases weapon crit chance. I'm going to put that on the cutter. We'll get some max HP, some armor. This gives us another projectile. We lose HP and explosion chance, but that's okay. I'm going to put that on the cutter as well. We also have cluster bullets, projectile holy damage. We have -1 bounce on it. But I would rather get a bonus projectile. That just seems really good. And our cutter now has 3 projectiles. It only has bounce 1 instead of bounce 2, but 3 projectiles just seems way better in my opinion. And once again, we have those enemies just throwing stuff at us. Pretty annoying, but not the end of the world. The statue and chest are right next to each other. We got 12% shot dodge. We got the chest. Got 11 silver. Gonna run towards the enemies here just to try clearing out this pack in the middle. Taking a little bit of damage in the process, but that's okay. Regened it all back. And there is a lot of enemies spawning in on this one. Still got 30 seconds left. Trying to kind of kill the ranged guys on the outskirts and swing my way towards the middle as they build up. Getting a ton of XP this wave because of all of the enemies though, so much appreciated. We should be able to get over 800 pretty easily here. And we sure do. We'll pick up range and crit chance. What do we want it on? 4,500 damage. I'll put it on the spear. Pierce is on every crit hit. I'll put that on the sniper now. We can also get a chance to freeze. I'll put that on the machine gun. We deal less stagger, but have a faster attack speed. I think more attack speed on the sniper would be pretty good. We get more holy damage explosion. We'll definitely take that. Critical hits cause heavy stagger. I'll put that on the spear. Gain more resources, more XP. Sounds good. And we are on 12 out of 15. And we are just slaughtering these enemies now. We'll collect the statue. Got another 14% crit chance, which is insane. I'll see if I can find the chest quickly. Don't want to give up too much trying to find it while we could be gaining more XP. Might be up top here. It's not. Let's take a look in this bottom corner. Oh, I didn't see the chest at all, so we'll just focus on killing the enemies in the middle, collecting some XP. Might just be hidden behind a tree or something, but that's okay. So we'll probably come into play with some meta progression thing, but I don't know what it does right. I don't know what it does right now, so we'll just ignore it. And we got over 1,000 XP. We gotta make sure we don't die here. Getting a little bit cocky. More holy and crit chance. We're just going to put that on the sniper rifle. More holy damage, very nice. All of these give us negatives we don't want. Every third shot stuns the enemy. We'll put that on the machine gun. It's kind of turned into kind of a status effect weapon for us with the freeze, the stuns, but that's okay. Holy damage, crit chance, and pierce. We are definitely putting that on the sniper rifle. Each skill use increases weapon crit chance. We're putting that on the sniper. 14% crit chance. We'll put that on the spin shot. Get some global range increase. More max HP. Every third shot deals critical damage. We'll also throw that. We'll throw that one on the cutter just because it doesn't have it yet. And we'll just get some more HP overall. We're on 13 out of 15. We have almost beat our full first Crusade. Don't want to say anything yet though until we actually do it. Anything could happen. Don't know what enemies are going to be spawning in. Don't know what's at the end of the Crusade. It might be a boss fight. So just want to focus on getting as many level ups as possible. A ton of enemies spawning in. Want to try fighting them to our best of our ability. Get our HP regen going. And dealing with all these guys throwing stuff on the ground. Because those guys are probably the most annoying enemy we have faced so far. It just makes running around a little bit harder, which always sucks. Especially when movement is what's keeping you alive in these type of games. But we are farming away. We might even get another 1000 XP this wave, which would be really huge. Depending on what we get, we might even combine one of our weapons into the sniper rifle, depending on how much damage each one of them has been doing for us. Just shy of 1000, that's okay. So if I converted it, I get 14% crit chance, holy damage, piercing range. I don't feel like that's actually enough to justify it in my opinion. More holy damage, holy damage, and crit chance. I'll put that on the spear. Bonus projectiles, we lose crit chance for the sniper, but that's okay. So our sniper is fully maxed out. Changes the weapon element to fire. This is a legendary, but I'm not going to be taking that. Pierce and attack speed. I'll throw that on the spin shot. We got 2 legendaries. We got freeze chance. It does less stagger. That's okay. We'll throw that on the spin shot. I'll refresh here. More crit chance. Get +1 bounce. I'll put that on the spin shot. And 14% crit chance. I'll also throw that on the spin shot. Almost have that one fully upgraded as well, and we are on 14 out of 15, and our sniper now has 2 projectiles, which is absurd considering how much damage it's been doing for us already. I don't think the enemies really stand a chance now. So more projectiles is definitely the way to go on a lot of these things. So throwing kind of okay upgrades on the weapon where it's like the 1% holy damage and like 4% crit, it's nice. But the more projectiles is definitely the way to build a lot of your more powerful guns, especially the sniper rifle. I feel like the more projectiles on it is just doing way more than the 5% crit chance, especially because we got the other one where every time we use another weapon skill, we just increase the sniper's crit chance by 3%. So we have 100% crit chance on the sniper just already by using our other weapons. So missing out on those minor crit chances for more projectiles is definitely the way to play it. Just some food for thought for future builds, so we'll try that out. This game is definitely fun. There's a lot more characters and a lot more different build options you can do. We are also only on Act 1, so we'll probably be covering this game a bit more. Like I said, there's just something about slaying hordes of hellish monsters as a paladin that's just really fun. And we are almost on the last wave. Got 1,000 XP. Let's see what we can get. More global, more armor, more lifesteal. Each skill use weapon speed by 4%. Momentum engine legendary. I'll throw that on my spear. Bounce, holy. We'll take this crit chance and range. This was what I was talking about with the kind of smaller upgrades. This one's obviously a blue, so it's not as bad as the just standard white one. But skipping out on some of these for some more like bounces, projectiles is definitely the way to go. We'll throw that on our cutter. I will also put the freeze chance on the cutter. And I'll put the glacial bullets on the cutter as well. And we are on 15 out of 15. So now we got two weapons that does a lot of freezing. We are facing the Doom Herald. This dude is fast, does a lot of damage. We got to make sure we are trying to dodge that as much as possible. He's going to do another leap here. We got to make sure we're watching out for that leap. This boss does not mess around, doing a lot of damage. The other enemies throwing down projectiles on the ground is pretty annoying as well. We got 90 seconds. Dodging as much as possible. This boss fight is really intense. That claw attack does a lot of damage. We're making sure we dodge that. Gonna do another leap. He's gonna come at us with more claw attacks. Probably another one here. And hopefully we are able to kill him, and we sure do. We got 2 gold instead of silver. And there you have it. We have unlocked Act 2, and we have officially beaten Act 1 as the Warden. Demons dealt with 4,810, total damage 270,000. And for our actual weapons, our spear dealt 11,000 damage. Our machine gun only dealt 2,000 damage. I don't think we had the range for it to keep up with the boss. We dealt 3,000 with the cutter, 5,000, so we have 2 cutters, so 3,000 on one and 5,000 on another, and our sniper doing 24,000 damage, definitely the best. We also had some pretty good perks on it, giving us more projectiles and a lot more holy damage. But that will do it for today's video. If you liked the video, be sure to hit that like button and think about leaving a subscribe. And until next time, take care.